Hey guys, what's up? I'm hitting you guys up here from the Jeep because today we're going to go book shopping. Actually, today and yesterday we'll be going book shopping since part of this video will be from yesterday. These videos are some of my favorite on YouTube because what's better than reading a book? Buying a book. That might be debatable, but buying books, I would bet, is one of most book lovers' favorite hobbies. In this video, we'll be going to a secondhand bookstore, Second and Charles, and then today we'll be visiting the Barnes & Noble. I'm about to head there now, but before that, let's jump back to yesterday.
Prior to Second and Charles, I decided to first fuel up for our adventure by hitting up my favorite coffee shop in Georgetown, the Georgetown Cafe. I had a delicious cappuccino and gluten-free pastry. My mouth is literally just watering editing this. Let me tell you, there's no better way to start a book shopping trip than coffee. But right when Second and Charles opened, I hauled my ass over there, and the first display I saw had these blind dates with a book on it. I've never bought one of these because knowing my luck, I'll buy one and hate it. I'm not ready for that commitment yet.
So if I never touch you, baby, you should know I'm going crazy. I can't help myself anymore.
Second and Charles is always an adventure because you never know what you'll end up finding. Also, not only do they have tons of books, but they have tons of cheap books. Love that for us.
Okay, how'd you guys like that? We found some really great deals at Second and Charles. Now it is time to go to my favorite bookstore. I have not been to Barnes & Noble in at least a month, so I thought it was about time. I swear I could go to Barnes & Noble every day. I won't, but I could. Actually, I couldn't. My physical TBR would not be able to handle that. But I do like to have options. I'm getting there when it's opening, so hopefully not many people are gonna be there because social anxiety. I have a few books on my radar that I'm going to be looking for, but I'm also just going to look around, see what strikes my fancy. That is such a weird expression. All right, I will see you guys when I get to the bookstore.
All right, we are walking in now to Barnes & Noble number 1. I actually ended up going to 2 to look for a few more books, but this is actually my favorite Barnes & Noble. I actually found the mass market paperback of The Kiss Quotient, and I was so close to picking it up because I thought the cover was so beautiful. I really wish I would have bought it. If I see it again, I'm definitely picking it up. Literally have to use a bucket to carry some of my books. Who knew this video is going to turn into a 3-day affair? But let's go through the books I picked up. First up, as you guys saw, I went to Second and Charles, which is a used and new bookstore, but I always just get used books there, and usually they're at least half off, sometimes even more. For example, the first 4 books, yes, 4 books I picked up were $3.75 each. That is so cheap for books, especially books that are really popular at the moment. I found the first 4 books of the Off-Campus series. Someone must have decided one day to just sell their whole off-campus collection to Second and Charles. Whoever did that, I cannot thank you enough because you made my day. So we have here The Deal. Side note, I cannot stand these covers. They're the reason why I haven't picked up this series yet. I feel like I just need to like cover them. I will for sure not be reading these in public. For a hot minute, I was really worried when I was at Second and Charles that like some old dude was gonna like check me out. Not like check me out, but like check my books out, and then I was gonna be really embarrassed. Luckily though, my cashier was like some 20-year-old chicks, so it was all good in the end. And then I also have here The Score, The Mistake, and then The Goal. These books are romances that follow different players on a hockey team, and each book focuses on a different couple and their story. This is gonna be the best deal on books I found this year. And then the second book I got from Second and Charles is The Honey Don't List by Christina Lauren for $7.95, so this one was obviously a little more expensive. expensive, but that is still half off the sales price. I've not heard much about this Christina Lauren book, but everything else I've read by them, I've absolutely loved, given I've only read 2 other books by them, so that might not say much. In this rom-com, it looks like we follow 2 assistants who go on a road trip with their bosses, and they are tasked with making sure everything runs smoothly, including their boss's rocky relationship. I'm guessing though that while they're trying to make sure their bosses stay together, the 2 assistants come together at the end and form their own little cute relationship. Christina Lauren books are always such a fun, feel-good time, so I'll save this for when life is stressful and I need some escapism. So in total at Second and Charles, I got 5 books for $25. That's literally cheaper than a singular hardcover book.
I love Second and Charles.
And actually what I find cool is that you can actually look on the back of the book at the little sticker that they put on, and it'll tell you what date they put the book out on the sales floor. For example, the Off-Campus series, they put out on July 1st, and I picked these up on July 9th, so they were only sitting there for like 8 days. And then the Honey Don't List, they put out on May 30th, so this was just there for a little over a month. I don't know, I find that kind of interesting. Moving on to what I got at Barnes & Noble. This was actually my first trip to Barnes & Noble in about 2 months with the purpose of buying books. I found most of the books I was looking for, but a couple books they didn't have, so I'll have to continue the hunt for those books, which in my opinion is half of the fun in book shopping, because the feeling you get when you find a book that you have been looking for like months is like no other. The first book I picked up, which is a great example of this, is Twisted Hate by Anna Huang. I have been looking for this book for months. If you don't already know, this series follows a group of college-aged girls who are all friends, and each book follows a different girl and her love story. In Twisted Hate, we follow Jules Ambrose and Josh Chen, and he is actually Ava's brother from Twisted Love, which is the first book in the series. So we not only have enemies to lovers in this book, but also brothers best friends. I really enjoyed Twisted Love and Twisted Games. I ended up liking Twisted Love a little better because of something that happened like 2/3 in the book. The book just like switched genres, and I know that some people found that annoying, but I loved it because I was not expecting that. I just thought it was gonna be like a romance novel, but it dove into some darker shit. This one is thicker than the other 2 books. It is about 500 pages. Okay, I'm a little bit intimidated, but still excited. Next, I picked up Confess by Colleen Hoover because I haven't read a Coho book in a while, and I'm slowly trying to make my way through her backlist. I love how Colleen Hoover forms characters and stories that resonate with the audience. Her books are definitely unique and are not easily forgotten. In this book, we follow Auburn Reed and Owen Gentry, and Owen, I believe, is a painter who paints people's confessions. How cool is that? I want a piece of art like that. So when someone comes over, I can be like, yeah, this painting right here, it's based off of the time I drove 10 miles an hour over the speed limit. For legal purposes, that is just an alleged example, not actual fact. This will be great to get my Coho fix with. Okay, I just realized that almost all of the books I picked up are romances or romantic comedies. I do have a thriller here though. I think because my TBR shelf has been lacking those types of books, so I just kind of gravitated to them when I went. And also it's like summer, like what else would you read during the summer? Next up, I picked up the box set of The Summer I Turned Pretty by Jenny Han, the same author of the To All the Boys I've Loved Before series. I loved that series. It's such a comfort read, and since the TV show recently came out based off of these books, I decided it was about time to pick them up so I don't experience FOMO, because everyone is reading the series this summer and then watching the show, and I will be doing the exact same thing. Way to follow the crowd, Sarah. I just want to join in on the fun though. This is the first box set I've ever gotten, so I feel kind of bougie. Usually I think box sets are kind of dumb because what if you end up hating the first book? Then you're fucked. What do you do with the rest of the books then? Suffer through the rest of the series or waste your money and don't read them? But I did really enjoy the other series by this author, so I think I will like these books. This series follows Belly. That's my rabbit's nickname I have for her. And every year her and her family spends their summer at a beach house with her mother's friend and their sons Conrad and Jeremiah. And then one summer Belly turns pretty. Wow, wasn't expecting that. And she feels like she might finally have a chance with Comrade, whom she has always loved from afar. But it turns out that Jeremiah is now interested in her too. So as the summers progress, Belly realizes that she's going to have to choose between the 2 brothers, and then in doing so, break one of their hearts. So it seems like we have a love triangle with brothers. Don't know how I feel about that. I'm excited. I've heard nothing but great things about this series. And then once I finish it, I can have both of my Jenny Han series on my bookshelf. the vibes. So it seems to be that I ended up purchasing a lot of books in series this shopping trip, because the next book I picked up is Addicted for Now, the third book in the Addicted series by Krista and Becca Ritchie. I just finished a few days ago Ricochet, so I had to pick up the next book in the series. I think I will save this for next month though, because I am trying to spread out the series a little bit so I don't read them all at once. But these Addicted books keep leaving off on little cliffhangers that make you immediately want to pick up the next one. I will not be going over what this book is about so I don't spoil the earlier books. I will say though that from reading the synopsis, this sounds like it's going to be a really intense, addicting read. Also, I cannot wait to read the Calloway Sisters spin-off novels. It looks like Kiss the Sky spin-off #1 is next in the reading order for the Addicted / Calloway Sister universe. I can't wait. All right, the last book I have here, I actually went to a second Barnes & Noble to find, and that is Blood Sugar by Sasha Rothschild. Can I just say I hate buying hardcovers unless they're from a secondhand shop or from Book of the Month where I can get them for even cheaper than a paperback, because they are just ridiculously expensive, so I usually wait until the paperback version comes out. But sometimes the synopses are more powerful than my I was about to say shelf control. I like that. Shelf control. I meant self-control, but I actually like shelf control better. Pun intended. Hair's just sticking out. This thriller sounds right up my alley. We follow Ruby Simon, an animal-loving therapist, and it turns out she's also a murderer. Murderer. Why can't I say that? Murderer. Murderer? I'm having trouble with the error. I just need to move on. And after her husband's death, she is brought in and questioned by the police, but this is the one murder she did not commit. So Ruby has to get off this murder charge while making sure she doesn't get charged for the 3 murders that she did commit. I want to drop everything and read this right now. This sounds fucking insane. It's gonna be interesting to read this Ruby character's point of view because she is a murderer. Murderer? So I'm intrigued to see how the author is going to make the audience connect to her character. All right, guys, let's stack these books up. I love a good book stack. Wait, I'm confused. I feel like I'm missing one, right? The deal, the score, the goal. Oh, the legacy. That's the 5th book in the off-campus series. I think I have a while to go though until I purchase that one. This is going to fall over any second now. Here are all the books I bought. Oh my gosh, everything looks so pretty together. Why do they all just go together so well? I love that. So aesthetic. That was a really fun shopping trip. I think we got some good reads here. I now will have to save my money for the next Barnes & Noble shopping trip because we did do a little bit of damage this time. Definitely worth it though, in my opinion. That's gonna be it for this book shopping and haul video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you like these videos, make sure to give it a thumbs up. It really does help me, my channel out a lot. You can also comment, interact, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Let me know what books you guys have bought recently down in the comments below. Also let me know which read you think I should pick up first because sometimes that can be a bit indecisive. That is the understatement of the century. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Make sure to comment, rate, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.